Hello, dear English learners. Welcome back to another important and useful episode. I'm so excited to have you here because today we are going to talk about something very important, something that can change your life. Yes, we're talking about how to become fluent in English. Now, I know many of you are learning English because you want to communicate better, travel, study, or even work in an English-speaking country. But the biggest challenge most learners face is fluency, the ability to speak naturally and confidently without thinking too much. And that's exactly what we're going to focus on today. So, if you have ever felt nervous when speaking English, if you have ever struggled to find the right words, or if you have ever wished to speak like a native speaker, then this episode is for you. Stay with me until the end, because I will give you some simple and powerful tips that will help you become a fluent English speaker. I want this podcast to feel like a conversation between friends. Imagine that we are sitting in a cozy cafe, having a warm cup of coffee or tea, and talking about how to improve your English. No stress, no pressure, just easy, friendly, and fun learning. And here's the best part. Fluency is not about being perfect. Many learners think that they must know every single grammar rule, every difficult word, or every perfect pronunciation to be fluent. But that's not true. In reality, fluency is about confidence and practice. It's about speaking without fear, understanding others, and making real connections through language. Why is fluency important? Think about this. When you are fluent in English, doors open for you. You can make new friends, travel the world with ease, get better job opportunities, and even enjoy movies and books in their original language. English fluency gives you freedom. So in today's episode, I will take you on a step-by-step journey. I will share 5 powerful strategies that will help you improve your fluency in a natural and simple way. You don't need a teacher, you don't need to live in an English-speaking country, and you don't need to study 10 hours a day. All you need is the right mindset and the right practice, and I will show you exactly how to do that. Are you ready? Great. Let's get started. Understanding fluency. Now that we are ready to start, let's first understand what fluency really means. Many English learners think that fluency means speaking fast, using big words, or having a perfect accent. But this is not true. Fluency is not about speed. It is not about perfection. It is about being able to speak comfortably, naturally, and without too much hesitation. It means you can express your ideas and have a conversation without stopping too often to think about every word. Let me ask you a question. When you speak in your native language, do you speak fast all the time? Do you always use difficult words? Do you never make mistakes? Of course not. Even native speakers pause, correct themselves, and sometimes forget words, but they keep going. And that's what fluency is all about. So let's clear up some common myths about fluency and focus on what really matters. Fluency versus accuracy. What's the difference? Many learners worry too much about accuracy. Accuracy means using correct grammar, perfect pronunciation, and the right words every time. Of course, accuracy is important, but fluency and accuracy are not the same thing. Let me explain. Imagine 2 learners. Learner A speaks slowly but perfectly. They always think before they speak, making sure their grammar is correct, but they struggle to have a natural conversation because they stop too often. Learner B speaks naturally and confidently. They make small grammar mistakes, but they can have a full conversation without hesitation. Which learner is more fluent? Learner B, of course. We should try to speak correctly, but fluency is more important than perfection. You don't need to be perfect to communicate. You need to be understood and express yourself confidently. So my advice, don't wait until your English is perfect to start speaking. Speak now, practice now, and fluency will come. Common myths about fluency. Let's talk about some common myths that stop learners from becoming fluent. Myth number 1. I need to memorize a lot of vocabulary to be fluent. Truth. You don't need thousands of words. You just need the right words. Native speakers use simple, common words in daily conversations. Instead of learning difficult words, focus on useful phrases and sentences. Myth number 2. I need to have a perfect accent to be fluent. Truth. Fluency is not about sounding like a native speaker. Many fluent English speakers have different accents. The important thing is that people can understand you, so don't worry too much about pronunciation. Just focus on clear speaking. Myth number 3. I need to live in an English-speaking country to be fluent. Truth. You can become fluent from anywhere in the world. Thanks to the internet, you can listen to English, practice speaking, and even make English-speaking friends online. The key is consistent practice. Myth number 4. Fluency means speaking fast. Truth. Fluency means speaking naturally, not fast. Some people speak fast, others speak slowly. What matters is speaking clearly and confidently. Myth number 5. I am too old to become fluent. Truth. It's never too late to learn. Many people become fluent in a second language even in their 40s, 50s, or older. The key is practice and motivation, not age. What does fluency really look like? Now that we know what fluency is not, let's talk about what fluency really looks like. A fluent English speaker understands spoken English easily, can respond naturally in conversations, doesn't stop too often to think about grammar, can explain ideas clearly, and feels confident speaking English. Notice that I didn't say a fluent speaker never makes mistakes. Making mistakes is part of the learning process. The difference is, fluent speakers don't let mistakes stop them from speaking. They keep going. How can you measure your fluency? If you want to know how fluent you are, ask yourself these questions. Can I understand English conversations without translating in my head? Can I respond naturally to questions without thinking too much? Can I explain my ideas and opinions in English? Can I have a conversation for 5 to 10 minutes without stopping too much? Do I feel comfortable speaking English even if I make mistakes? If you answered yes to some of these, congratulations. You are already on your way to fluency. If you answered not yet, don't worry. Fluency takes time, and in this podcast, I will show you exactly how to improve. Final thoughts. Keep your focus on fluency. So now you understand what fluency really means. It's not about being perfect. It's not about speaking fast. It's about speaking comfortably, naturally, and with confidence. In the next part of this podcast, I will give you 5 powerful steps that will help you become fluent faster. These are simple, practical tips that you can start using today. So stay with me. We are just getting started. Your journey to fluency begins now. The 5 key steps to English fluency. Now that we understand what fluency really means, it's time to talk about how to become fluent in English. Many learners feel lost because they don't know what to focus on or what steps to take. But don't worry. In this part of the podcast, I will share 5 key steps that will help you become fluent faster and more effectively. These are simple, practical steps that you can start using. Today, if you follow them consistently, you will see big improvements in your speaking, listening, and overall confidence in English. Are you ready? Let's begin. Step 1. Listen. 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 One of the biggest mistakes English learners make is not listening enough. Many people try to speak first, but without good listening skills, speaking will always be difficult. Think about how babies learn their first language. Do they start speaking immediately? First, they listen to their parents for months. They hear the sounds, words, and sentences over and over before they try to speak. You need to do the same. The more you listen, the easier it becomes to speak. Your brain will get used to English sounds, sentence structures, and natural expressions. What should you listen to? English podcasts, just like this one. Audiobooks, choose simple ones in the beginning. Movies and TV shows with subtitles first, then without. YouTube videos, watch English learning channels or vlogs. Real conversations, listen to native speakers talking. How to make listening effective. Listen every day, even for just 10 to 15 minutes. Don't translate. Try to understand the meaning from context. Repeat listening. Listen to the same content multiple times. Shadowing technique. Repeat what you hear immediately to improve pronunciation and fluency. If you listen to English daily, your brain will start to recognize words and phrases naturally, making speaking much easier. Step 2. Speak every day, even if you are alone. The second key to fluency is speaking every day. Many learners think, I will speak when my English is better. But this is wrong. You must speak from the beginning. What if you don't have a speaking partner? No problem. You can still practice speaking alone. Here are some ways how to practice speaking alone. Self-talk. Talk to yourself in English about your day, your plans, or your thoughts. Describe your surroundings. Look around and say what you see. Example: I see a red chair. The window is open. The weather is nice today. Read aloud, read books, news, or articles in English, and say the words out loud. This helps with pronunciation. Shadowing technique. Listen to a sentence and repeat it immediately, copying the speaker's pronunciation and rhythm. Record yourself. Speak on a topic. Record yourself, and listen back to check your progress. If you have a speaking partner, even better. Join English conversation groups online or in person. Find a language partner. Speak with a tutor on websites like Italki or Preply. The more you speak, the more confident you become. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Just keep speaking. Step 3. Learn useful phrases, not just words. Many learners try to memorize long vocabulary lists, but this is not the best way to become fluent. Instead, you should learn phrases and expressions that native speakers use. For example, instead of memorizing the word agree, learn the full phrase, I totally agree with you. That's a good point. Or, I see what you mean. By learning full phrases, you will speak more naturally and fluently because you don't have to think about grammar. Where to find useful phrases? Listen to native speakers and note common expressions. Watch English TV shows and write down phrases. Use phrasebooks or apps like Anki to practice. Repeat and use phrases in real conversations. Focus on phrases for daily conversations. Greetings. Hey, how's it going? Asking for help. Could you help me with this? Giving opinions. In my opinion, I think that. Agreeing or disagreeing. I see what you mean, but. Fluent speakers don't think word by word. They use phrases naturally. Start collecting useful phrases and practice them. Step 4. Think in English. Stop translating in your head. Many learners translate from their native language to English before speaking. This makes speaking slow and difficult. To be fluent, you need to think in English. How to train your brain to think in English. Start with simple words. Look at a tree and say tree in English, not in your native language. Describe things in English. When you wake up, think, it's a sunny day. I will make coffee now. Set your phone and apps to English to surround yourself with the language. Use an English-only dictionary like the Oxford Learner's Dictionary instead of translating words. Practice writing in English. Write a daily journal or notes in English. Thinking in English helps you speak faster and more naturally. The more you practice, the easier it gets. Step 5. Be consistent and enjoy the process. The final step is the most important. Be consistent and have fun. Many learners start strong but give up too soon. Fluency takes time, so the key is to practice every day, even if it's just 15 to 30 minutes. How to stay consistent? Make English part of your daily routine. Listen, read, and speak every day. Use English in real-life situations. Order food, write emails, talk to people online. Challenge yourself. Set goals like, I will have a 10-minute conversation in English this week. Reward yourself. Celebrate small successes, like understanding a full podcast or watching a movie without subtitles. Most importantly, enjoy the journey. Don't see English as a school subject. See it as a tool to connect with people, learn new things, and explore the world. When you enjoy learning, fluency will come faster. Final words. Start today. So those are the 5 key steps to becoming fluent in English. Listen every day, speak every day, even alone. Learn useful phrases, not just words. Think in English, be consistent, and have fun. Fluency is possible for everyone, even you. But the secret is taking action. So don't wait. Start today and take one small step toward fluency. Keep practicing, stay confident, and remember, you are on the right path. Common mistakes and how to fix them. Many English learners work hard, but still struggle to speak fluently. They practice every day, but they feel stuck. Why does this happen? One big reason is common mistakes that slow down progress. Many learners make the same errors without realizing them. These mistakes stop them from improving fast. But don't worry. In this section, we will talk about the most common mistakes English learners make and how to fix them. If you understand these mistakes and avoid them, your English will improve much faster. Let's begin. Mistake 1. Focusing too much on grammar. Many learners think they must master grammar before speaking. They worry about making mistakes, so they spend all their time studying grammar books. But this is a mistake. Why is this a problem? It slows you down. You try to make a perfect sentence instead of speaking naturally. Native speakers don't think about grammar rules when they speak. They use sentences naturally. If you worry too much about grammar, You will feel nervous and speak less. How to fix it? Focus on communication, not perfection. It's okay to make small grammar mistakes. Learn grammar through listening and speaking, not just from books. Practice common sentence patterns so you don't have to think about grammar when you speak. For example, instead of studying grammar rules for the past tense, listen to real conversations and repeat sentences like, "Yesterday I went to the park," or "Last week she visited her grandmother." Over time, your brain will learn grammar naturally, just like a child learns their first language. Mistake 2. Translating in your head. Many learners think in their native language first, then translate to English. This makes speaking slow and difficult. Why is this a problem? English has different sentence structures. A direct translation may sound unnatural. It takes too much time. By the time you finish translating, the conversation has moved on. It makes you hesitate and lose confidence. How to fix it? Think in English as much as possible. Start with simple thoughts like, "It's a nice day." "I need to buy some food." Use an English dictionary, not a translation dictionary. Practice speaking without preparing too much. Just say what comes naturally. At first, it will be hard, but with practice, your brain will start thinking in English automatically. Mistake 3. Learning too many words, but not using them. Some learners try to memorize hundreds of new words every week. They write long vocabulary lists and study them every day. But when they speak, they can't remember the words. Why is this a problem? Learning words without using them is useless. It's hard to remember words if you don't hear or say them often. Speaking fluency comes from using common words correctly, not knowing difficult words. How to fix it? Learn words in context. Study words inside phrases and sentences, not alone. Use new words immediately. Write sentences with them, say them aloud, and use them in conversations. Focus on useful words and phrases, words that people use in daily conversations. For example, instead of learning difficult words like meticulous, which means very careful, learn common phrases like "be careful with this" or "take your time." The more you use words, the easier they become part of your speaking. Mistake 4. Being afraid of making mistakes. Many learners are afraid to speak because they don't want to make mistakes. They worry that people will laugh at them or think they are not smart. Why is this a problem? If you don't speak, you will never improve. Everyone makes mistakes, even native speakers. Mistakes are part of learning. Every mistake helps you improve. How to fix it? Change your mindset. See mistakes as progress, not failure. Speak as much as possible, even if you make errors. Focus on communication, not perfection. Your goal is to express ideas, not to be 100% perfect. Remember, even native speakers sometimes use the wrong words or grammar, but they don't stop talking. You should do the same. Mistake 5. Not practicing listening enough. Many learners focus only on reading and writing. They don't listen to English often. But listening is one of the most important skills for fluency. Why is this a problem? If you don't listen, you won't understand spoken English. You won't learn natural pronunciation and rhythm. Speaking becomes harder because you don't hear how real English sounds. How to fix it? Listen every day, even if it's just 10 to 15 minutes. Choose interesting content like podcasts, audiobooks, and TV shows. Listen actively, repeat what you hear, write down new words, and try to understand without subtitles. The more you listen, the more natural English will feel to you. Mistake 6. Not speaking enough. Some learners study English for years but never practice speaking. They say, "I will speak when my English is better." But this is a big mistake. Why is this a problem? Speaking is a skill. If you don't practice, you won't improve. You don't need perfect English to speak. You need confidence. The longer you wait, the harder it becomes to start. How to fix it? Start speaking today, even if it's just a few sentences. Talk to yourself in English when you are alone. Find a speaking partner, a friend, a tutor, or an online language exchange. Join conversation groups where you can practice with others. Speaking is the best way to become fluent. Don't wait. Just start. Final words. Fix these mistakes and improve faster. Now you know the most common mistakes English learners make: focusing too much on grammar, translating in your head, learning too many words but not using them, being afraid of mistakes, not listening enough, and not speaking enough. If you fix these mistakes, you will improve much faster. You will feel more confident, speak more naturally, and enjoy learning English. Remember, fluency is not about being perfect. It's about communication. Keep practicing, and soon you will speak English with ease. You have now learned many useful techniques to become fluent in English. You know the key steps, the common mistakes, and how to fix them. But before we finish, I want to give you some final tips and a little motivation to help you stay on track. Learning a language is like a journey. Sometimes it feels exciting, and sometimes it feels slow. But if you keep moving forward, you will reach fluency. Final tips for success. 1. Be consistent. Practice every day. Learning English is not about studying for 5 hours in one day and then doing nothing for a week. Small daily practice is better than long study sessions once a week. Try to speak, listen, read, or write in English every day. Even 10 to 15 minutes can make a big difference. Set a routine. For example, listen to a podcast every morning or practice speaking at night. The more you use English, the faster you will improve. 2. Surround yourself with English. Make English a part of your life. The more English you hear, see, and speak, the faster you will become fluent. Change your phone and social media language to English. Watch English movies, TV shows, and YouTube videos. Listen to English music, podcasts, and audiobooks. Try to think in English when you are alone. If you make English a natural part of your day, you will learn without even realizing it. 3. Find a speaking partner. Speaking is the most important skill for fluency, but many learners don't have someone to practice with. Find a speaking partner and practice regularly. Join English conversation groups online or in your city. Use language exchange apps to talk to native speakers. Practice talking to yourself if you don't have a partner. Remember, the more you speak, the more confident you become. 4. Don't be afraid of mistakes. Mistakes are a natural part of learning. Every mistake is a lesson. Instead of feeling embarrassed, learn from them. If someone corrects you, thank them and try again. Laugh at your mistakes and keep going. Focus on communicating rather than speaking perfectly. Even native speakers make mistakes, so don't let fear stop you. 5. Enjoy the process. Learning English should be fun. If you enjoy it, you will learn faster and stay motivated. Learn with content that interests you. Watch your favorite movies, listen to exciting podcasts, or read interesting books. Find fun ways to practice, like playing word games, singing English songs, or writing short stories. Celebrate small successes. Every new word or phrase you learn is progress. If you make learning enjoyable, you will never want to stop. Motivation. You can do this. I know that learning English can sometimes feel difficult. You may feel frustrated or think, I will never be fluent. But remember, every fluent speaker was once a beginner. Think about a child learning their first language. They don't worry about mistakes. They just listen, copy, and speak. Over time, they become fluent. You can do the same with English. Believe in yourself, trust the process, and keep going even when it feels slow. One day, you will look back and realize, I did it. Fluency is not a dream. It is possible. And you are already on the right path. Thank you so much for listening to today's podcast on how to become fluent in English. I hope you found these tips, steps, and motivation helpful as you continue your English learning journey. Remember, fluency doesn't happen overnight, but with consistent practice, patience, and dedication, you will get there. Keep using the strategies we discussed today, and always stay positive and motivated. If you enjoyed this podcast, please take a moment to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future episodes. If you have any questions or thoughts, feel free to leave a comment or share your experiences. I'd love to hear from you. Lastly, don't forget to keep practicing every day. You are on the right path, and I believe in you. Keep speaking, keep listening, and most importantly, keep believing in yourself. Thank you again for joining me today. Until next time, happy learning and take care.